Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to episode 97 of the TNA Impact Wrestling TW Let's Play. You join us in the second week of May 2016 now, as we're making our way towards Destination X, which, conveniently enough, will be episode 100. But today, 15 segments, 3 pre-show segments, as we just continue the build-up here. Start to mesh a little couple of feuds together in that, and plan towards the pay-per-view itself. So we're booking today's show from the Giant Center in the Tri-State region, which is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Just with the way our size was going, I'll just quickly show you that just now. I felt that the likes of the Great Lakes needed a little bit of a boost just to keep it above national, and a good bit above national. So the aim was, with the spillover, to obviously go from Tri-State over to the Great Lakes and hopefully boost it up to a 67, just to make it look a bit more safer as a C plus, in case it ended up going back down to a C, and then we're panicking again that we could be a cult company. We don't want that. So anyway, that's the aim. So I'm hoping for a good show here, hoping for a good attendance, and hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of where we're heading towards with Destination X. I don't know if I'm going to give away a card like so early, in case just before it comes up, oh, such and such is not available. Although hopefully a lot of the wrestlers we're using this time will all be under written contracts and will all be available. But anyway guys, enjoying the show. Here's another episode of TNA Impact Wrestling. So we managed to get a sellout in the Giant Center, which is 12,500, so that's a great start. And we start off with an extremely short match. Angelina Love defeats Ivelisse Velez in 4:37 by pinfall with Botox injection. 56 C-, it does its job. Angelina's obviously just returned to the company, and we're getting her over as a dominant heel in the Knockouts division. It's a good win there for her. No worker improvements, but still decent for 2 knockouts. In a match that had some solid in-ring action, but not much in the way of heat, Bram defeats MVP in 8:05 by pinfall with a knockout. 43D, so pretty disappointing in that aspect, but I think I'm going to try and push Bram. Don't know how we're going to go about it, if it's going to be in singles contest or if we'll pair him up with someone. But he's going to start to become one of my projects here, and hopefully we can really get him over to the next level. So we'll get a couple of results in the kind of pre-shows before we integrate him into storylines. And our final pre-show match, in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Mascara Dorado defeated RVD and Colby Corino in 11:12 when he defeated Colby by pinfall, 62C. Just a match really to keep him off television, but give him a victory, and hopefully at the same time, help Colby Corino develop some skills before we bring him back to television. His performance, Mascara's, was very good. Kurt Angle did some good work at ringside as he's still Colby's manager, just kept him there. And Colby's improving his performance skills, so he's obviously going to be a long-term prospect. He is only 19, and hopefully matches like this can really help him improve down the line. I'm now pretty sure it's time for the show. So we cut straight back to the backstage area, where we go to Impact Wrestling General Manager Kurt Angle's office. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time again where we need to determine a new number 1 contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Now CM Punk may not deserve to still be champion, but he is. That's how tonight he will take on both of the tag team champions Kota Ibushi and Shinsuke Nakamura. And if he fails to defeat them, he will defend the title against both at Destination X. Thank you, and enjoy the show. The lights flicker on and off in his office, and Kurt Angle screams, "Not again." What is that going to signal? Obviously it's Taker playing his mind games on Angle. It's just him setting up for this evening's main event, and we're going to have a handicap match as our main event. A 73B- there, and the world title storyline, has advanced with this segment. Good start to the show. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Jeff Hardy defeats Matt Sydal in 7:42 using underhanded tactics. I got 66 C+. We've moved Jeff down to upper mid card, but the resurgence of Jeff Hardy continues. A good victory here, and he improves his performance skills, so more than happy with that from Jeff. An extremely short match, Mia Yim defeated Amazing Kong in 4:38 by pinfall with a Kiss of the Dragon. Mia Yim makes defence number 6 of our TNA Women's Knockouts title. Only a 49 D+, Both knockouts don't click, but the reason for this match is Awesome Kong has announced she's retiring in 3 months' time. So the plan was just to job her as much as possible to Mia Yim and get Mia Yim really over. But good to see that Kong's still improving Rumble and performance skills, despite the fact she's going to be retiring shortly. We then just have a segment of Jeff Hardy arriving. Don't know why it says at the hospital, but he's just arriving. I don't know why it's come up at the hospital. The actual angle said Jeff Hardy putting on a disguise, so why it's come out as that, I don't know. But you'll get an idea what I mean by Jeff Hardy's putting on a disguise here. All will be explained in a couple of angles time. So I don't know why that's come up there. That's 63C. An extremely short match. Soldier Ant defeats Eddie Edwards in 4:38. By pinfall, Soldier Ant makes defence number 6 of his TNA X Division title. I get a 65C. Pretty decent considering it was a short match. Basically, Eddie Edwards will not sign a new contract. They'd given him one, but he's decided not to sign it and he'll be leaving, so the rules will obviously be split. We're just going to job Eddie out as much as possible, and we'll see what future plans we've got for Davey Richards. But another match just to get the title over and get some more momentum into Soldier Ant. Basically get a rule of if you're leaving, you're getting basically jobbed out before you go. An extremely short match again. Samoa Joe defeats Eric Young in 4:38 by pinfall. That got a 51D+. Just a basic squash match here. We had it all dominating of Samoa Joe. This will lead to something down the line, but it's just Samoa Joe showing he's still a dominant monster. Somehow Eric Young improves his technical performance. Joe improves his performance skills. All good with that angle. And about the featured great action and a good crowd, Adam Cole defeats Hawkins in 8:27 with the Florida Key. Shame only got a 70C+. Usually expect matches with Adam Cole to draw a lot more than this. Hawkins might just not be the right opponent for him. And that's disappointing. So it keeps the momentum of Adam Cole up, but again disappointed we only drew a 70C+ there. I was hoping to get into the B minuses. Jeff Hardy, under his disguise from earlier, is sneaking up to the Knockouts locker room. As he goes to enter, he's attacked by Rhett Titus, who seemingly is going to save the day. The two of them continue to brawl whilst entering the dressing room, and we see Madison Rayne in nothing but a towel. She sees the camera and she quickly scampers to safety. So these two are brawling, but Jeff was going to sneak up in his disguise and capture or kidnap Madison Rayne, but Rhett Titus was around and he makes the save there. And that's a 59D-. So again, this Jeff Hardy character completely messed in the head. Will he ever return to his sanity? Only time. It only remains to be seen over time, really, doesn't it? In a match that had some good action and average heat, the Killer Elite Squad defeated Crime Time in 7:37 when Harry Smith defeated Shad Gaspard by pinfall. That drew a 68C+. Both tag teams do well together. Tracy Brooks had some good work at ringside. And obviously the Killer Elite Squad back together. That storyline continues. And Lance Hoyt improves his technical skills. See the negatives there were. Holding him back and inconsistency. That's understandable. That's the usual. Next up, the announcers put over the fact that we'll be seeing Rocky Romero in action next. I still don't really have a proper food for him at the moment, but he's in action. 76B there, it's a good wee rating to get the crowd going. And about the featured great action and average heat, Rocky Romero defeats Davey Richards in 7:43 by pinfall, and that scores an 80B rating, so fantastic between those two. And I say hopefully the win for Rocky Romero rubs on to Davey Richards, and he also gets a bit of overness from it. Absolutely delighted with this. And about the featured great action and average heat, EC3 defeats Ricochet in 9:39 with a headlock driver, 85B+. That's really good. We're hoping to push both these guys in the future. But great chemistry between them, and it showed with that great rating there. That might actually draw higher than the main event. No skill improvements, but overall just great. Very few negatives there. But absolutely delighted with that. After picking up the victory, EC3 is ambushed by Adam Cole. It's a relentless beatdown, and he finishes it off with the Florida Key. Cole continues to taunt EC3. Who's laughing now, eh? Who's laughing now? Time to drive you Carters out of this company, once and for all. So obviously, because of the confrontation last week, Adam Cole hasn't forgotten, and this week he's made his mark. 86B+, and the trouble for EC3 storyline has begun even, sorry. trouble, 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 as his theme song would go. So delighted with that. That was excellent from those two. And then we get a pretty poor CM Punk promo, only a 74 B-. Well, that's poor. Still came across well. CM Punk has the mic, he's backstage. Yeah, it's true the odds are against me, but you all know I don't need luck to get out of this. Luck's for losers. Tonight I've got two great opponents. Unfortunately, they're just stooges for Kurt Angle. Bushi, Nakamura, both of you want this title, but tonight after I beat yous, back of the line, fellas. So many typos in there by me, sorry. It's clobbering time, as CM Punk would say. So that leads us to our main event match. Only drew a 78B, but in about it featured great action and a good crowd. State of Mind, the tag team champions, defeat CM Punk in 20 minutes and 5 when Ibushi defeated CM Punk by pinfall with a Golden Star press. So we gave him the win to try and get more overness onto him, because Nakamura has pretty decent overness and popularity. Hopefully he can maybe build a star at Ibushi that way, but a victory there will put both of these guys in the main event at Destination X against CM Punk. And the more benefit, Punk improves Rumble flying and performance skills. Only negatives, a couple of guys holding back, burnt out crowd. The segment was rated for having so many competitors. I suppose it would be limited to being 2 against 1. But that's fair. Maybe you don't usually have handicap matches lasting that long. Overall, only a 79B, so I mean if we'd have had some of the other segments in the main event instead of CM Punk and State of Mind, we'd probably have a better rating. But I just felt the way storylines are going, it always makes sense to put Punk in the main event against someone. But that's good that we can rely on EC3, Ricochet, and even the likes of Rocky Romero. So happy with that. It still gets a couple of places up. We'll double check in the size if that works on the Great Lakes region. I doubt it, but you never know. I'm assuming it'll just be a couple of places elsewhere that will go up. But hopefully, as you know, with that TV deal we'll sign with Triangle TV in Australia, we'll always get popularity up in those kind of regions. So look here quickly and just see if there's any contracts that are looking out that we can maybe steal. I don't think there's anyone here. Sema needs a break. No, Ed Ferreira's passed away. Apart from that, a couple of legends retiring, but nothing overly amazing that we need to go and sign them. The Impact Wrestling Report, vast majority like the show, that's good as well. I'll have a quick look at, you see Eddie Edwards is leaving tomorrow. We're in discussions with Bravo, because we're just going to extend that deal. Let's see if we can put it down to 80-80. That's not bad, we'll go to 90-80 then. But I'll try a new show on My Network TV, and we're going to try and extend the negotiations for the pay-per-view on MCS Sports. If we do get another one on My Network, it'll probably be a B show to use some of the lesser talents. So Kurt's still complaining. Silesia Sparks wants to come up. I still don't know what to do with her, so that's why I just left her in development. Harry Smith is feeling the grilling schedule. Down in Bravo and down in Spike, which is disappointing. But I say, hopefully once we start branching out a bit, as I say, with the size, those places didn't really matter, but once we get on Triangle TV, we can start working on stuff in Australia. We'll try and get another TV deal in Mexico, because at the moment Impact's only really showing in North America and the UK. So next will probably be Mexico, and then because you only allowed one extension per TV deal, whatever it is anyway. We only had one TV deal extended, so next up, or expanded, sorry, next up would be Mexico, and then you're talking 6 months down the line will be China, and then maybe, I keep saying China, Japan, and then maybe 9 months time, we'll look at basically the rest of Europe. But the priority now, next up will be Mexico, and that will be way in, well obviously the networks are showing there, so it'll be roughly around about when Jason Paul's contract's expiring. Also here you can see Levy Bates will probably go, Manic will probably get released, probably going to release Kane as well. I'm unsure about Hikaru Shida, but she's got a wee bit of time to sort out what we're going to do with her. So one of the things I really need to check is just title prestige, is one thing I want to see. The Central Championship is now down to 67C+ with Drew. The Women's Knockouts at 44D. It'd be ideal if you could like check the prestige of the title and how it's kind of went up and down over time, but it's a 44B at the moment. World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk has it up at 91A. The Tag Champs are 70C, so hopefully with these two as champions they can take this to the next level. And our X Division is at 69C+. So again, our X Division Championship is still a good bit prestigious compared to our Central Championship. But it's the same with TNA, you know. Back in the day when the Legends Championship and none of the mid-card belts or the Television Championship really got over because of the X Division, so we'll see what happens. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I say once we branch out to Australia in the next window for networks, when the new schedule's announced, that should go from 8th place to 7th or 6th because we're branching out to more places, and then hopefully continuing on from there. So I don't see why my approval rating's still abysmal, because we're always gaining pop now in various places. I think the shows are pretty good, we're still scoring good ratings, but for some reason we just don't seem to be getting up in the rankings. And as you can see from the company awards, I think it is just a case of popularity. Each region's important, so it might be a case of some places we're pretty poor down. Let's say we're 6th in America, but it's just by important ships, so 6th in America. I think it's just globally we're just near it to be seen, which is a shame. But we'll work on it, we'll get there. And hopefully, by influence we're still the second biggest company, so we'll see what happens. It's all about this, and we'll go for it. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we can continue the momentum and get right into having a good Destination X pay-per-view for episode 100. But until then, thanks for tuning in. If you liked the episode, please leave a like. If you get any comments, and I appreciate the comments, I love discussing the same with you guys, put them in the comments section below. Until next time, this is 21 Maxwell, and I'll speak to you all real soon. Bye bye!